whole game. And I really think this AHQ team is almost Westdoor is the smallest player within the team.
And I'm extremely excited to see Ziv and Zitai do battle. They're 1 and 3 when it comes to CSD at 10. Their teams really enable them, really lean on them for victories, and we can see the Fizz and the Tom Kenj. The fishy business is not happening today, gents.
Just get them away. I mean, we've got AHQ to win yesterday. We see more standard stuff from AHQ with Gangplank and Azir both banned away. This could leave certain picks open, so I wonder what IG have for their third ban. A third target ban would really send a message here, and IG certainly need a win now.
Well, AHQ has banned Azir in 29 of their last 30
Gangplank's
games.
up.
No, he's banned.
Lulu
I
is
didn't
up.
see him.
Lulu's up.
Lulu is up. We got you. We got you.
Oh my goodness, how are they not talking about this? Because he's banned, chat.
Well, at least actually the first pick from Invictus Gaming, so Lulu open for AHQ if they want to take it up. IG certainly can play Lulu as far as Chinese teams go. It's probably not Rookie or Zatai's favorite champion because it's not very aggressive. They're very aggressive players, but certainly an option here for IG.
Yeah, it's interesting. I liked how IG is so heavily just target banning things that did well for AHQ yesterday. And Westdoor's not the type of player to play the Lulu, as well as Ziv wants to carry the game, and he's not going to be able to do that on Lulu. Therefore, it does let IG do the same thing. Maybe we see a carry top from Zatai and a Lulu in the mid lane from Rookie. That could be the strongest thing for them to do.
Well, we'll see if Invictus agree. For AHQ, taking a look at the Tristana, it was the Tristana that actually helped beat Invictus when it was in the hands of Sneaky. Invictus Gaming got pushed around by Sneaky and Lemon, and that Tristana got so big. They will swap away.
Oh!
So it will be the Tristana, and that will be in Anne's hands.
Maybe they actually couldn't decide, and they said just cycle them until it locks in one of them, man. Because that was the latest switch back to a champion that I'd ever seen, really, at Worlds for sure. But they go for Trist.
I'd like to not see Bod again from Kitties. I think yesterday it did not offer a whole lot.
Yeah, we didn't see him yesterday either. He was nowhere to be found on the map.
There we go. That's basically what it felt like. And it was frustrating, especially talking to Crappo after the game regarding all the possibilities, the things that could have happened. So for Kitties, maybe taking that Thresh will also deny from Albus, as we've seen, already shown and already played.
I think in general, IG just want to play around Rookie and Kakao. That's back to basics, really, for this team. They need to try and pick up a win. They haven't got one yet here. Chinese teams in the first half of groups really not doing very well. They're going to go with Shen and Kalista, though, so very safe as a tie, sticking to tanks again.
Yeah, unless it's another support Shen, that's a possibility. It's definitely still a flex pick. So IG really keeping their options open. I like the Kalista for now, but unfortunately that is on what has been a weakness for IG so far, Worlds.
There are so few flex picks left. It's nice to have that, but with Braum still up and available, you have to think somebody's going to grab that, or at least think about it. Such a powerful support pick on this patch.
Important to note as well that Lulu might actually drop through this draft with the way these players like to play. I feel like Westdoor, like you mentioned, Jack, isn't going to be a player to pick it up here. And Rookie might just want to be like, you know what, if you're taking an aggressive champion, best believe I'm taking an aggressive champion.
Especially with Shen already locked in.
Yeah.
Like, how heavy would you want to go in to protect the kid team composition? It just seems highly unlikely, so I think you're absolutely right about that, Pastry.
Well, that's Thresh. Actually picked already, I believe, for AHQ, so
locked in. Did
want that. Clearly a comfort for Albus, and Westdoor needs an assassin, does find Ari as his champion.
Going back to a safer pick maybe than that Fizz, something that he has played most recently in the summer playoffs, in fact, when he was going up against Hong Kong Esports. So leaving the counter pick for Ziv, this is what we're expecting. Ziv is one of the primary carries. He played the Gnar yesterday, as you mentioned. Up and available, would also quite fit into this team comp as well. Give you the options to split push, give the options for tank. But do IG really want to go in with a somewhat protect the kid comp? Lulu could be up, Orianna, or Rookie could play the Echo if he wants to.
I'm imagining a pretty aggressive pick here out of Rookie. He did play this 3 times in a row against Joinby in the LPL regional, I guess, loser bracket final to actually qualify for Worlds, and crushed with it all 3 games.
I mean, yeah, Victor's been a big pick for a lot of mid laners around the world, but it's just not, probably not Rookie's favorite thing to do. He can do it, and he's played Rookie once already in the World Championships. Did not go well for him there. Team going to have to play much more around him, and Zatai's got a classic here. Cannon locked in.
Well,
and I don't
hang on.
Which ninja is the support?
Zatai or Kitties?
It would be a classic. It makes sense now that the Shen will go top lane, and the Kalista Kennen would be a combo in the duo lane. It was the common combo of Callista Cannon, so...
And Kitty's has played this before, so something he does like. I think playing appeal support's more of Kitty's style as well. And given kids been a little out of position here and there at the World Championships, nice to have somewhat of appeal support there for him.
Whoa, and a throwback too, the Maokai.
Wow.
Finally
Is
seen.
that the first of Worlds?
Don't think so. I think it's once
other.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was by far and away Ziv's most played and most successful champion during the regular season. This is very much just what AHQ played on patch 5.13 and before. Pretty much whenever the Cinderhulk patch came in, this is the team comp AHQ started playing, and that carried them all the way to MSI and all the way through the summer split, and then the patch changed. A lot of people have said AHQ hasn't been able to adapt well to the new patches. Well, they're just playing the old one.
And I feel the same is true for a lot of the Chinese teams. EDG may be a bit more modern, but I think IG and LGD have run into trouble in drafts playing more dated picks. This is a very classic IG comp from a few patches ago, but with the way the picks line out, Kakao's going to have a very aggressive at least game.
I'm also looking forward to seeing which of these teams' top lane tanks can get ahead. Kalista will take a long time to get through a fed Maokai and Tristana, while she can get rid of a Shen. Similar situation, quite difficult to kill a top lane beefy tanky Shen if they manage to get ahead. So let's see which of these sort of team carries can be the front line that's going to be big enough to pick up a win here in the group. AHQ, they picked up a surprise victory against Fnatic yesterday. Take a look at their team comp. Will they do it again against IG? Jump onto Twitter, hashtag IG win or hashtag AHQ win. I think a lot of the questions for IG's team composition maybe quelled a little bit. This is a more well-rounded team composition. More bland, less flavorful, but it's cleaner, it's easier to understand.
The reason this feels bland is because this is the League of Legends people were playing 2 months ago. Both of these team compositions would have made perfect sense in like week 5 of the regular season, but the game has actually changed since then. And I think this is one of the reasons these teams are sitting at the bottom of the group right now, is because they're playing the old champions. But right now, obviously, if IG wins, they need to win. They would be 0-3 and actually match with LGD as a Chinese team at the bottom of the group, which they don't want to happen.
And on the other side, this is a huge opportunity for AHQ there as well. They surprise comeback win against Fnatic yesterday. If they can win here, they'll be 2-1 and I think second in the group, which is great for them, who probably came in with maybe lower expectations, but have certainly shown up on the world stage so far.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were expecting HQ to actually maybe, I think maybe in some places be stronger because they were so dominant in the LMS, because they dropped 3 games all summer long. It was an incredible run. And now we need to see a slightly different flavor. Westor not on Fizz for the first time at Worlds, but on, again, a stylistic preferred champion.
And the big question I think AHQ has to answer is that are they a one-patch team? Because as long as the Cinderhulk meta happened, there were many patches in between, but I don't think large sweeping changes really ever affected AHQ. And now all the small changes throughout the regular season, as well as the large changes that happened between 5.13 and Worlds, ends up in a big change. And AHQ now has to play in this world.
Well, we do start things off with a lane swap, as we do see An and Albus going up towards the top. Double jungles will happen as well, as a Westor and a Rookie will face off. You can see Rookie already playing aggressively. He's certainly played this matchup countless times. He's been a big, strong player coming into the tournament. We'll see if he can have a breakout game here.
It's going to be a little difficult for Victor to find opportunities later in the game with the front line of Rek'Sai, Maokai, as well as that Thresh. Flash plans for Rookie, Flash Ignite for Westor. There are no teleports this game. It's the first one of the day. I believe the 14 mid laners have taken Flash Teleport mid. It's a pretty good win-loss.
Yesterday, Westor brought Ignite as well.
Yeah.
Very singular play style that he wants to play here. Ahri, though, is one of the most mage-like assassins. It's a very flexible pick, I would say, because it's not just good at picks. It can also have some strong success in team fights. So even though Westor does have a small champion pool, the champions he does pick end up being relatively versatile.
And he's certainly used to getting banned out back home as well, so had to extend it by at least a bit as Kidding Kitties sweeping some minions out here in the bottom lane. See if he's looking to come down now.
Oh, yeah.
The tie, though.
Well, that's 4 people, so unless he leaves now...
Yep.
You did it.
Woo. Very reminiscent of what we've seen in the European LCS a lot. Early tower pressure. Traditionally, though, that top laner might consider returning. This is Zatai to his lane to try pick up a wave.
Yeah, looking at this specific lane swap, though, I actually feel like this favors AHQ because AHQ started in that side of the jungle and was able to clear away most of it, so IG won't have the ability to go and clean this side of the jungle as they're pressuring the turret, whereas the Trist and Thresh on the other side are going to allow Mountain to pick up not only the Scuttle Crab, but also more farm within the jungle. Could be wrong about the actual start of this game, but that's the way I see it right now as far as what they can pick up.
Well, we do see Kid and Kitties hammering away on that tower. Ziv is being starved of resources, but as is Zatai. If I look at that correctly, I think he's holding hands with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I actually have pretty large criticisms of this start from IG from a strategic point of view. If they're going to do the 4-person turret dive, they need to take control early of the 2 quadrants of the jungle that hug the bottom lane. If their play is to beat bottom, because they allowed AHQ to start specifically in their jungle, clean out the blue buff and all the assigned things, and now you're seeing Kakao level 2 just now picking up level 3 like 4+ minutes in. Mountain gaining a large experience advantage because of this stuff.
And it's rare for Kakao to make this many parting mistakes, but again, it's been a tough world for him. He's got kind of 2 styles. You farm a lot or you gank a lot. This one is kind of going to do neither. He's going to have to catch up in farm now after the start from IG.
Well, tried to gank, but setup wasn't there for the gank to even happen. And Kakao, probably the most talked about jungler in many ways coming into this World Championship. So much expectation on his shoulders and criticism of the team and how they play around him. Really enabling him from the LPL, but this time around, the strategy didn't pay off. So it does mean the tower trade has been even 1-to-1. It looks like we're seeing a bunch of recalls, so I want to see how the lanes sort of settle down, but as it stands, advantages for HQ in terms of farm.
Certainly is. There's Mountain getting quite low, but continuing to hard farm out his jungle. Rookie doing a decent job moving Westo off this wave. This is one of Rookie's specialties as a player. He's an excellent duelist 1v1, and he constantly forces people off waves in mid lane, which is very impressive for a short lane.
Yes. You can see it hasn't even really cost him many resources. He's sitting on 2 biscuits still, has nearly full mana, whereas he's burned Westdoor through all of his potions already with a 13 CS lead as well as the lane is frozen. Rookie is destroying this lane.
And this is what we expected from Rookie coming into the tournament, so a good start for him, but can he continue it here as we move through the rest of the game? Like we said, he is going to have a big game here.
Yeah, my eyes are also going to be on when Ann and Kid eventually go toe-to-toe. Because of the early trade and the fact that Ann wasn't able to pick up a lot of CS, he's got that pickaxe. So the power curve for Kid on Kalista picking up the Cutlass and then eventually recurve bow is actually more favorable. It'll be a long time before Ann can pick up that BF sword. So if they do trade, can play out. Kakao Mountain wants to have a party, but Cocoon doesn't connect.
Yeah, got to recalibrate that one there for Kakao as vision will go down. Kitty's actually doing a lot of walking and going back up to the top lane as AHQ looking to descend on the bottom lane because he's a Zatai wants assistance. He'll leave the area, but Tristana very good at taking early turrets as well.
Yeah, I think Shen and Maokai are 2 of the hardest champions to dive in lane swaps, but also IG has sent assistance right now. But they're going to attempt the dive anyway.
Teleport comes in from Ziv. This is a 4v3. Kid is a mile away. The flay comes out. Zatai manages to get a 2-man taunt. Kitties has backed away. Rocket jump forward from Ann. He gets himself first blood, and AHQ pull off a beautiful dive. Albus is going to die. I take back. It was not beautiful. It was messy at the end. 1-for-1.
I love Arn's play there, just going straight in on the rocket jump for the dunk. Does hit a tower hit on the back end as well.
I was with you, Quick Shot. That dive was so well executed until he overtanked the turret. It's the strategy that AHQ and the style that AHQ plays through most of the year. Just pile down bottom lane and get on the kill. So everything was working out great until Albus gave one back.
Risky here for Arn to stay as well, but doing good damage to the turret. Zatai and Kakao going to clear out what they can. But Arn having a good start to this game. He can see Westo, though, forced back all the way to his turret as Kid busy taking this turret. Might get it on this wave, might have to wait for the next one as it arrives.
Yeah, big advantage for IG, though. At least they'll get this additional tower, some additional gold. And his Kid has been left uncontested, sitting on 1,300 gold, as he will now get the support of Kitties. And down in the bottom lane, Arn and Albus now, they're going in. The taunt actually connects. The death sentence finds Kakao. Tower is still alive. Rappel goes up and Kakao goes out. And that could have gone way, way worse for Arn and Albus, but they get away unscathed.
Yeah, the Cocoon hit the cannon minion from Kakao, and they were trying to chain the CC with the Shen taunt. Otherwise, that actually may have granted a kill for them onto An. Either way, it gets both summoner spells, and now, because the kill was not converted, they will get the turn.
Yep, An is going to pick that up, so we'll have trades here. Kid still working on the top lane tower, but looks to be going down relatively soon as, yep, there's a couple hit points left.
So trading tower for tower, we heard Mountain use the Void Rush, and they've now set up around Dragon. So AHQ, no waves to really push out. We'll get an early Drake on the board.
Yeah, I have to say, AHQ, strategically and in the side lanes, is winning this game. And the thing that's keeping IG in this one is Rookie's dominance of the mid lane without any jungle assistance, just winning the matchup substantially.
And it's funny, because we used to look at Rookie and Kakao, even when they were back in Korea on the KT team, and think, oh, their synergy is so good, they just punish mid lane and jungle synergy. I already mentioned, Rookie's an excellent 1v1 laner as well, so all this swapping is isolating him here in this lane and letting him shine. This is what we expected from Rookie coming into the world, and he's finally showing it here against Westall.
He's going to have to show a whole lot more to help bring up some of the pressure from the alternative lanes. But truthfully, it's not really yielded a lot. 6 CS difference between top laners, nothing between 80 carries, with the exception of that kill for An. So still a very, very close, very even game. And quite a slow tempo in contrast to the previous game that we just saw from Origin and KT.
I expected this game, honestly, to be much more aggressive. So the fact that we've gone to a very long lane swap with lots of tower trades is interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how much experience do the teams have in this spot, and what else can they do? Is AHQ looking for Zatai, but he's already backed off.
Yeah, I expect AHQ to continue to push the tempo. They will want to get some roams off from the mid lane, and every time Ziv's teleport is up, I think they're going to be going for a play that centers around On. So I think we're just kind of waiting for these things to come up to get the bloodiness factor back in this game.
I also like them using Tristana to take the tower where Shen currently is. Go to the source of the global, remove the possibility of a counterplay, remove or reduce the likelihood of all of a sudden a Stand United gank coming into play. The problem is Kid and Kitties are pushing all the way to the inner turret. Kakao's there for support, so you're going to most likely trade inner turret for inner turret, it looks like, as Ziv's going forward. He's stunned!
Oh, good stun there. Great Cocoon to follow up. Ziv, he's in trouble. Kid's going to get himself a kill.
It just looked too easy.
It was. There were no vision control within their own jungle. The deep wards were there by IG, so they knew it was a relatively safe dive. And they also had a Shen ultimate if anything were to go a little bit wrong with the dive. Nice move there by IG.
Now this is something I've actually seen before when the teams trade inner turrets so early on. It actually ends up stagnating the next few minutes because the risk of pushing further just continues to grow. We may see the next action maybe around the next Dragon, because you can assume IG will have a rough timer after they lost their tower, and they may be willing to commit to a fight, which is something that both IG and AHQ have shown a penchant for during the regular seasons.
Certainly have. As Mountain gets out of the way, Kitty's going to collapse the tunnel. As Mountain goes back to his jungle to farm things up, taking a quick look at that gold lead. Still real even. Rookie, the only one doing exceptionally in these lanes. Morella Nomicon versus Mark II Hexcore right now.
Yep, and I do kind of want to mention Mountain's play so far in this game. It's pretty much exactly what he said in the future. He will pre-plan his jungle route, use his knowledge of the opponent jungler to out-farm and get strong from farming. And
build Cinderhulk.
16 CS up. He'll have Cinderhulk, and he has a 400 gold advantage on Kakao, despite Kakao being up a kill.
And Kakao again, he's also going Cinderhulk, needs to be more of a frontliner for his team. This is not the same aggressive Kakao. It's actually caught Albus. Could be trouble there as the Flay also comes in. Now Stand United's going to follow. The flash is good. Box was good as well, and he will get to safety.
Does manage to get out alive. There's still some pressure in the jungle. Actually, it's pressure in mid. Rookie's going to chase forward, throws down the Chaos Storm, but Westall forced to Spirit Rush away and burns Flash as well. There's now an open mid lane turret.
The mid lane pressure is what IG is trying to work off of. Rookie's advantage. Let's see if they can get anything here.
Well, they're going to start things off here under the tower. Hook is good on the Kid. Gravity Field's going to follow in, try and zone them out. Mountain does get stunned. Kid's forced to flash out.
Well, there goes their pressure right away.
Manages to get away alive at least, but does burn his Flash.
Yeah, so unfortunate move there by Kid, kind of negating the advantage that Rookie had acquired in the lane. And I do kind of want to talk about this group a little bit, because the results of this game could just throw this group into total chaos. Obviously, we have Fnatic and Cloud9 next. which is two 2-0 teams. One team, no, sorry, it's a 2-0 team versus a 1-1
team, correct.
So there's a lot of, Zatai's going teleporting.
Looking for a big play. On, gets away, nice buster shot right in the air. And Zatai's like, okay, I'm done.
Hashtag not worth.
Yeah, so depending on the scenarios, like if Fnatic actually beats Cloud9 and AHQ can win this, we would have 3 2-1 teams within the same group and an 0-3 IG. But if IG also wins this one, there's a potential they're only 1 game out of first. So anything can really happen still in this group matchup. And IG, it makes this game even more important because they're the ones in danger of falling really far behind.
There's possibilities of multiple 2-1 teams, and there's possibility of multiple 1 and 2 teams.
Yeah.
Cloud9 could realistically go 3-0 if they keep up this miracle magic run. But before we get there, Invictus Gaming is still holding very, very even with AHQ. And for IG, that's not a terrible thing. They've been really, really poor in their 2 previous games. Down 500 gold at 10 minutes average across their 2 last ones, down 3,000 gold average at 20 minutes. We're now set up for a much more even, much more competitive match against AHQ.
Well, mid lane is going to collect their blues. Westor just barely missing that charm out onto Rookie. Is Dragon back in about 30 seconds. We'll see if the teams convert onto it and try and look for a fight. Just bopping down quickly. Thanks for getting somewhat tankier. And a Blade of the Ruin King up for Kid could also give them initiative on the next team fight if there was to be one.
Yeah, Dragon in 20 seconds. If we're going to see a team fight, it's going to be there. Stand United is up on Zatai, and Teleport is up on Ziv. The concerning thing for AHQ is how far behind Ziv is. 25 CS behind, has yet to even complete his initiation item in a Righteous Glory that he's going for. And additionally, Westor is not strong either. Ziv's the guy who carried their win against Fnatic and has been described as a guy who just strictly doesn't lose lane. But because of the way these swaps have worked, he's fallen behind.
Yeah, and that CS discrepancy is also matched by Rookie against Westor. So the 2 primary carries for IG in Zatai and Rookie are ahead. Uncontested Dragon here as IG will even it to 1-1. AHQ show face, but they're simply too late to contest.
That's
and
good.
Some golf claps from the audience.
Yeah, good news there for IG, as they will equalize those Dragons. 1 apiece now. They might even look for a fight here. A pick could give them a tower here as they do shove out mid lane, but again, a very much slower game than maybe we expected. And with the way teams have picked, a little outdated, sure, but certainly very safe in how they've approached the game as well.
And of course, because of all the pressure on those inner turrets from 5 minutes ago, the teams are still trying to find a safe lane to farm in. You keep seeing Zatai pushing up the top wave to about the tri-bush, and then he has to back away and let Ziv catch it. You can see in the bottom lane now, An has just gone to catch the bot lane. So we're going to keep seeing these lanes being challenged and pressured. But for AHQ, a small misstep, maybe, no, take it back. IG not going to commit to get tower damage down.
Ari has spectacular wave clear, as does Victor. It's really hard for either one of these teams to get actual turret pressure. And despite the early advantage that Rookie had, Westor is clawing his way back now, even with Morel and Almacan on Ari. So he will be a threat to Kid in team fights as well. This game is very much going to be decided by probably Dragon fights.
And Ziv's also caught up as well. So AHQ all of a sudden back in. It actually have 1,000 gold up right now after all those last few movements. An does have an item also coming through his mountain. Gonna take away the Raptor camp.
900 of that gold lead is concentrated on Mountain, though. Over Cacao. Rek'Sai not necessarily known for his scaling. So I would say as far as gold distribution goes, the fact that there's mid lane gold on Rookie is slightly more advantageous.
Luckily for AHQ, Mountain's getting a little beefier. Got that Cinderhawk, got 2 Ruby Crystals. Also got the fan support behind him.
Yeah. Very close vote there between the two. Really heating up towards just a big mid-game here. Dragon down, of course, means probably not too much action given the pace of the game so far in the next 5 minutes, but they're going to get tankier. It's going to be very traditional-looking League of Legends here. No big carries, no juggernauts. Just play front to back, tanks in front, carries in the back.
So, Pekka and Soaz take us a few years back with double teleports and split pushing. And IG and AHQ take us a few years back to 20 minutes of laning and then team fights to determine the victor.
Yeah.
It's a World Championships, Jack. We're having a history lesson with teams from around the world.
Think of the analogy. So when Origin does it, it's awesome. But when AHQ wants to throw back, it's suddenly boring. What's up with that?
What I do like about it, though, is the team fights are going to get chaotic because everybody's getting to these power spikes. Cacao, wow, you don't have a lot of support. Kitties has gone in with a slicing maelstrom. The box has gone down, and they've called Mountain out.
Yeah, Mountain now going to look to that. Kitties will get it as Westor trying to find the flank, but IG get the pick. What else can they get as Rookie eats the charm?
Yes, that's the whole gold advantage just gone. He gets evaporated because of the way it started. And a brawl in the top lane as Ziv interrupted to stand united.
Wow, the flash taunt does connect, or taunt flash rather. Ziv is now running back to lane, just gonna get the siege minion and some sustain. He's even gonna dash forward, but I do think Zatai will run him down.
Oh my god!
The taunt hits the wall! That's a face plant of note. Ziv's gonna look for some more sustain. If a Vorpal Blade goes out, there's more regen from the passive.
W again!
This is fantastic! Sap Magic is not enough. Maybe could have run further away, but Kid was there to close.
That was ridiculous. That was just an absurd fight. It all started, though, because Ziv did want to interrupt the stand united, so that was a continuation of the pick that IG found in the Dragon area. I actually thought that Ziv was just going to get farm, and then I was like, he could actually escape off of this. This is amazing. And then he actually should have just continued to farm.
I definitely think somebody has to hit that up with a hashtag PTL or hashtag Penta, because that was one of the most interesting top lane duels.
And again, normally the top lane duels are really exciting right now. There's Juggernauts smashing into each other, Soaz is running headfirst into an Olaf trying to fight with Fiora. Instead, it's all the way back to Shen versus Maokai. The fights are long, tedious, but very amusing. Well,
Paisley, 2 minutes until the next Dragon. AHQ snuck the first one after the lane swap played into the bottom half of the map and into their favor. Then IG took an uncontested Dragon, where AHQ was just a little late. They didn't really show any signs they wanted to fight. I feel like now they will. Look, they've grouped up middle, a minute and a half to go, applying pressure on this outer turret. Victor's waves clear is good, but against 4 members, it's risky.
Yeah, he can't get close enough to use all of his spells there. He's just trying to spam down the turret and the flank.
Good flank. Kitty's here as well. Massive ulti out there from Kennen as the slashing Maelstrom pops up. Fate's Called used. Double knockout after the gravity field. Top from Zatai. Mountain goes down. Ziv is low. He will fall as well.
Massive fight right there for IG, and it's because Rookie held out for so long. HQ wanted to take the turret down and then retreat, but they overstayed because they couldn't get the damage down, and it gives time for IG to get around for the flank.
They do manage to get the team fight, they get the tower, and they can even peel back to get some vision around the Dragon Pits. I'm trying to look at wards. Only Sightstone is with Kitties, so a little unfortunate that IG can't get deeper vision. And you can see AHQ's ring just beyond the Dragon Pit into the red buff area of IG.
Yeah, seeing this fight again, the Kennen Kalista combo is awesome, but the Kalista is actually pretty far away at the start of this fight, so Kitties has to do it himself. Finally, when he was about to die, it gets triggered. I love the fact that Rookie also had the presence of mind to put down the gravity field during that to get the double stun. And then Kid, he just gets so rewarded for being so far away at the start of the fight. Double kill at the end.
And I have to say, Zatai Shen, not something we would maybe consider to be a big pick for him. He's much more of a carry player, but I think the fact that he's able to make very obvious plays with Shen and then still be a threat with his split push is actually making quite a difference. Kakal's also nailing these cocoons. So that frontline initiation that saw IG get so much success and set up their carries is finally seeing a bit of play here.
We've not seen any of IG's carries under threat. They are the ones that are dictating the tempo. They're the ones making the aggressive, positive plays, and AHQ are scrambling. The first positive play AHQ tried to make in the last 5-6 minutes was that mid lane push. They didn't necessarily respect or ward their flanks appropriately, and then they got punished for it. So I quite like Kitties. He's playing forward. He's using that ulti very aggressively, and the rest of the team is backing him up when he does.
Dragon does go over to IG now, Masol. That's 2 of 3 here in this game. Maybe that's something they can look forward to as far as win conditions go, but items are really in IG's favor right now. They can just look to fight, although Westor on the other side, certainly not too far behind. The Luden's Echo, very common Aria.
He's really caught up in CS on the Ahri. The person who hasn't caught up, though, is Ziv, and I think that's so core to AHQ's strategies. When they're trying to get ongoing, they really need a big tank to jump in the backline and kind of buy time for Westor to find kills and On to have strong positioning in the backline. As long as Ziv is behind in this game, I don't think AHQ is actually comfortable making aggressive moves.
It's significantly harder for Westor and Ahri to get behind and blow Kid up than it would be on a champion like Fizz or even a champion like Twisted Fate. So positioning is going to be so key. We're still even in gold. You know, we've crested 22 minutes. IG, in their last 2 games, were down 3,000 gold on average. This is a much better performance.
It is, and it's such a deliberate game for both the teams. Never mind, Rookie may be caught. Charm lands! Hook! Oh my god, that cleanse!
And the max charged explosive charge isn't enough to kill, thanks to Zatai making that nice ultimate in right as Rookie needed it most. Jeez.
Certainly did. as they'll now clear out the lane since they're in mid, and actually kids in the top lane. Hopping away, going to clear some things and try and get initiative for IG.
So a little bit of freedom and respite here from AHQ. They know Stand United is down, but they need to try and funnel some farm and some experience to Ziv. There's a 3-level difference between Ziv's Maokai and Zitai's Shen. It's 30-something CS, and look at this, 23 minutes in, taking a page out of Origin's book maybe, knowing that, you know, the Void Rush is down, knowing Spirit Rush is down, they're in the dark, and this looks so safe with the Rek'Sai.
Well, this is just
Kalista.
This is much different in my opinion because it's a lack of vision control. They finally figured it out, and this could be a post-Baron fight if they want it, but Ziv does not have the tankiness to engage.
Zitai's sort of on the wrong side now, but they actually are chasing Ziv, I believe, who's trying to get out of things. Kitties has found him, needs the stun. Doesn't quite get the last Q, but and very strong call from IG, much different again from what we've seen. That was an excellent Baron.
Well, this group is getting more and more interesting as IG are finding some stride, and AHQ, can they do it again? They were behind Fnatic yesterday, a little bit earlier in the game, and they managed to claw it back in. And they're going to need a lot of time to get this Maokai to be more relevant and then buy enough time for Arn to actually get kills. He's going to need to get a Last Whisper. There's already a Randons completed here for Zitai.
Yeah, AHQ normally such a bloody team when they play 1 kill in 24.5 minutes is really uncharacteristic. You'd expect them to either be snowballing ahead or taking the fights and losing the game because they're taking the fights when behind. But this is kind of just a completely different feel for them in this match. Really strange watching this game after knowing a lot about AHQ.
Yeah, and especially for AHQ's team composition, it's going to be so difficult to deal with Baron minions. Ari's wave clear is great, but so much less effective against the Baron empowered minions. We do see Arn has moved around to this top lane. Charm connects onto Cacao, but no further follow-up. And finally, 5 members of AHQ were in the top half of the map, but Zitai, with Stand United, with TP, he's pushing the bottom lane.
Yep, he's ready in reserve here as IG will go back. They need to make some ground here with the Baron, try and see if they can knock down some towers and get some additional gold. But again, it's really been back to basics here for IG. Pick a very safe, very standard team comp, take your lanes, navigate through the swap, and just play calm League of Legends. It's still a very close game, but IG are keeping the tempo very deliberate.
They really are. And you can see Mountain on your screen. He's got himself a 40 CS lead over his opposite number, Cacao, but that CS is somewhat hurting Ziv. No major item completed outside of that Cinder Hulk, so even Mountain's build path is still yet a little while away from getting some of those additional auras or Randuins or etc. added in.
There'll be a big power spike when Albus gets to his Aegis because of the Spectres that went on to Mountain, really trying to make him a super tanky Rek'Sai. I do want to talk about Kid, though. He's been the beneficiary of some kills in the late parts of this fight, and beyond even at Worlds, Kid takes more criticism than the community than pretty much anyone. Like, if we think the North American and European communities are bad, Kid had a 443 total damage game during the regular season, and the 443 game comes up every single time Kid has a bad performance. So now that he's been able to get 3 kills and IG is down 0-2 in this group, he needs to be able to perform in this game just to fight back at some of that stuff.
QSS has a 3rd item to allow him to deal more than 443 damage in the next team fight. I think that's safe to say. He's been in the right place, and because AHQ have been in trouble, it's going to work out. Mountain's going to get stunned up as he actually takes the Lantern to safety. Teleports have come in as Kitties will get pulled back by Fate's Call.
Fate's Call's good, but the tower needs to go down. Kitties pops back out. Tower will fall, and now IG will rush in Ziv. Tank it up at the front line. The Chaos Storm will zone them away. Rookie going to get the kill.
Yeah, really nice job there by Kitties, flying in and out of the fight, and the rest of IG, because they took AHQ so low, now they all have to back. They thought they could get the push on. Unfortunately, the minion wave did not cooperate.
And IG taking no chances as Mountain... Nope.
He wants to interrupt a recall.
Gonna get... No, what?
He got Rookie!
Rookie's charm lands! Cleanses there, but the flash will keep him safe.
Well, that's important. No flash on Rookie. Dragons up in 20 seconds. By delaying the backs, this may allow AHQ to get their hands on the objective.
Really important as well to keep the Dragon race close. The gold is starting to get out of control, but if it's the gold as well as the Dragon snowball, then the late game team fights just become less and less favorable for AHQ. Mountain, though, was maybe trying to get a res deal, probably just some vision control.
Yeah, we'll see. Now, all of a sudden, IG have got enough numbers nearby, and AHQ They've dilly-dallied. They did not rush the Dragon instantaneously and pushed out that bottom lane. They have started it now, but this is close.
It becomes so dangerous as well because Ziv is also not in position. IG actually has superior positioning for this team fight. AHQ's got to run.
And now IG is going to try and fight them. They'll take the Dragon first. AHQ forced completely off as the Thai looking for something, but he's got no team.
4,000 gold. They've got their third Dragon. They've got 5 towers. A stolen blue buff now as well. Invictus Gaming have got all of the tools they need to start pressuring and closing this game out. Kitty's initiations on Kennen have really been fantastic. Every single time he has gone in, despite it looking a little risky or a little brave, it has always been net gain, net positive for IG.
Specifically that last fight under the turret. Takes a bunch of turret aggro, Kalista pulls him back when he's at a sliver, and then has the confidence to chain CC with the rest of his team, and because he connected with players, bounced back to auto attack range, which put him into safety and he could just escape. So really nice heady play by Kid and Kitties, who have taken so much criticism thus far.
Yeah, I mean, Kalista has been very popular actually at the World Championship, so I'm hoping, especially if Kalista still gets it, we'll see more of this lane. It was kind of a thing for a while, I felt like, and then dropped off, but Kitties and Kids showing that, hey, we can still do this. It's still quite strong.
Yeah, approaching 30 minutes on the clock, and that gold lead staying quite comfy at 4K. We do see the makings of that Randian's Omen for Mountain, and An is a little brave. That's the third time I've seen him rocket jump forward onto Zitai, and I just panic because that's a long cooldown. There's the risk of being caught if you're not fully aware. We do see Mountain getting pulled to safety as AHQ have got their entire team in the top half of the map.
And I can't believe how safe IG are playing this game, but I honestly don't blame them, given how the group stages have started for them. One of IG's really wonky strengths, if you will, is actually adapting to the enemy team and either playing your strategy and beating you with it, or playing around you. They're very, with how deep the champion pools go for the top half of the map, they can do a lot of different things. So they know, you can tell with Arn's rocket jumps, AHQ always want to fight, so IG just doing everything they can to only take fights they can win, if not, back away and just keep playing the map.
Now they're getting vision control of the Baron area, knowing it's spawning in 26 seconds, as well as setting up the split push. So they're really just executing this classic Shen strategy that we really haven't seen much of at Worlds, and using it to strangle out AHQ, who is falling further and further behind.
Strong items there for AHQ. Aegis was picked up, Randian's was completed, Last Whisper for Iron as well. So their ability to fight is continuing to grow. My one concern for IG, the slower tempo of this game, the slower pace, is allowing Ziv to get tankier, is allowing Mountain to get tankier. So any mistakes on an IG engage or being caught out of position could and might actually get punished.
And this game sort of rides on this next Baron. Mountain just missing that ward, but really nice thresh lane to get him to safety. Mittatai's in the bottom lane, ulti and TP ready. You know that there can be a fight if they need to, but IG, they know they just have to play around this objective, and if they get it, it should be an easy closeout from that point onwards.
And the objective control is stronger with Kalista, which makes it even harder to respect. So, sorry. It makes respecting the Baron a top priority for HQ.
Oh,
I knew where you were going.
Words are hard
I was in a few
sometimes.
sentence traps there.
Well, did manage to save yourself at the end. The Baron dance has begun. If you look at the minimap, you can see Ziv and Zitai. They're still going head-to-head. The Cocoon catches Mountain mid-tunnel, but he's got another one to ride out to safety. And we do see, once again, the Vision Wars trading supreme.
Well, that should be enough for IG to go ahead and start this. Look at Zitai. He's waiting for a potential port. They do hear Mountain's ultimate, so they might not want to go straight in. In fact, Mountain's checked it, but they're just going for it.
Yeah.
United Views are going to
Kalista's
commit
secure. You have to
completely
fight.
to this. And now we'll see what happens. Mountain's going to dive in. Baron actually, oh my god, he stole it! And Mountain gets it. He might get away. Oh, there's a double kill now as AHQ get 3 kills already. They'll chase out Rookie. How did that happen?
It's exactly the mistake that we were saying IG couldn't make. They played the game so slow and so measured up until this point, and then they say, yeah, you know what, we should just do Baron, not control the jungle, not make sure Rek'Sai's gone, and then also not bait out the TP for any reason. They lose the fight afterwards as well, and they're going to get snowball on here. I think their inhibitor's going to die off this.
Unbelievable. We had just talked about the item thresholds that AHQ had hit. They used the Stange United to tank the Baron, And Mountain steals it from under the nose, from under Smite and Rend. That should never happen. But it did.
And now AHQ completely caught back in gold, pretty much, and are going to keep shoving things down. They did keep their inhibitor turrets, though, did IG, so that's all good.
Well, because of the Baron steal, just heads up, there's a double chance to get a legendary skin for mystery gifting. But
So
let's take a
much
look at the
wrong with
replay.
this. So first off, Kid doesn't even use Fate's Call. Kitty's is getting wrecked, and he doesn't help him throw in. And then, I didn't get to see the Baron health right at the end there,
I was
but
watching the
it was
people.
2,000 something. I think he ended up rending early. I am going to check.
Well,
The rest of it sort of continues. Rookie gets himself away, but a great combo there. And AHQ, what's their big strength that we've heard? Team fights and fighting often, and they've got a good, very easy composition to team fight with, and that's exactly what they did in the Baron pit.
Baron was at 2,050 health. Kid rended for 1,800 and then let it smite. Why do you ever rend at a number that high? You know exactly how much the opponent can smite for. 800 damage at this point in the game. Smite in a safe range, 1,500 to 1,000. He smites way early. And, well, he rended way early, and they get crushed.
and chat, this is why all the criticism has been laid at the feet of Kid.
He packed because the fight was starting.
Up until this point, the gameplay had been good, and one decision costs them Baron, and it may cost them more. AHQ have closed the goal gap to 1,000. They set themselves up for Dragon, but they may want to peel away. There's the fight!
Yeah, Kitty's going in for it now. Dragon is going to go over to AHQ, but they're going to keep moving in. Zib taking up so much damage. Mountain, they're charging into the back as well. Kakao is trying to fight. Mountain does fall there as Kid gets the rend off. Kakao, though, caught out of position. On has to rocket jump away. Kakao goes back down. On gets a crit and takes him out of the fight. Now's the tie. He's going to be in trouble. AHQ looking to keep going.
We'll see if they can find anything more. The fight ends up being jungler for jungler, but it could not have been closer. On gets a fadeaway kill, and AHQ get the Dragon as well.
This game is now wide open. Baron still kind of alive, but not a giant advantage from AHQ. They pick up a Dragon, so the 5 Dragon timer is also delayed. ID can, as soon as they can get that, would be 40 plus minutes, 46 minutes. And this is trouble.
Yeah, the tie, big teleport flank there. On, Rocket jumps away, but Albus maybe not so lucky. Good juke there. Oh my god, I think he's going to be okay. Zatai, he's still chasing, looking for something.
Don't talk too soon. The charm connects, but here comes Kitties, and they shut down Albus. The rest of AHQ have peeled away, but they got a tower, they got a Dragon, they've closed the goal gap, and they've pushed us even later into late game. Frozen heart now for Ziv. He is getting beefy.
Worthy sacrifice for Albus to try and save On. He actually delays his back a little bit to pick up red buff. I wonder if that's going to give the window for IG to actually take some damage. I don't think they caught his recall with the end of that ward, so they don't know how delayed he's going to be to pace.
And running back already, so he's going to be there to defend things as AHQ look to regroup after a couple losses around the Dragon. It's 2-3, by the way, in that objective, so IG do have the lead there if the game is going to go late, which at this point, given how close it's been, how back and forth it's been, it very well may be.
We're 37 minutes in, Pastry. That's starting to get late.
Yeah.
Now that there's a window in the game, I do want to kind of be like, in Kid's defense at the Baron area, they were already losing the fight by the time he decided to rend. I don't think there's any excuse for saving the Fate's Call. He should have popped that as soon as Kitty started taking damage. But as far as rending early, that might be one of those times where you want to be like, yo, Kakao, let's pick a number, 2,000, and go there. And it could have just not been coordinated that way. Since a lot of chaos was happening, they were being initiated on, and you can't be mid-fight while still securing Baron, so he tried to rend early. Also a bad call from IG. Still bad play from Kid, but there are reasons that it happens.
Yeah, a little more justifiable, and we can see AHQ putting pressure on the bottom half of the map, getting some wards into IG's jungle, and now they are the ones that are somewhat dictating the tempo of the game. We've seen them push multiple waves for the last few minutes, and it's going to be up to IG to reply.
Yeah, and now their split push is not as threatening unless they can get a major force with the 4 main members. The biggest amount of strength that IG has is Rookie. He's gone the Lichbane build, which is so aggressive. No Zonias, but if anyone walks in a melee range of him, he gets to pop him. It's specifically good, I think, against Rek'Sai and Maokai, 2 of the tankier guys who do have to get up close and personal, but can't burst him. So the Zonias doesn't need to be a burst guard for him, therefore he goes for a higher damage build.
Invictus Gaming still trying to find a foothold in this very even game. 6-5 there in turrets as well, so no real opening as the tie is going to go back as well. Might have an aggressive item on the agenda, could just be the Sunfire. It's actually Thornmail that he'll finish as the next item. So the tanks get tankier and the carries start to pile on those damage items.
Yeah, I agree with his decision to not go Sunfire there because the split pushing, it doesn't matter how fast he can do it at this point. The Bomby Cinder will give him a little bit. He really just needs the Thornmail to survive through On, who's picked up 4 kills.
Well, take a look at that hit. Even with Randids, Kakao, it's chunked down very heavily by On, I-Edge, Shiv, Whisper, and BT. Very, very scary. Whichever AD carry is allowed to get multiple auto attacks off in a fight could turn the tides. We're coming up to 40 minutes on the game clock.
Yeah, and that next big breakpoint starting to hit as well. Baron in 30 seconds. Dragon will follow about a minute and a half after it. So again, these teams have really taken their time. We've seen a lot of fighting around objectives, and that's about it apart from a few picks. So they're playing safe. Again, a very important win for both sides. For IG, not to go 0-3 to start their group stage, but AHQ actually be positioned very well in their group after their win against Fnatic. So it's an important one. I can understand why they're playing slowly, but the longer the game clock ticks on, the more those mistakes cost you.
Yeah, and I think it's mainly the mistakes that are the problems here because I think IG does scale a little bit better into the late game. It's just the death timers will continue to grow in time, and IG is showing that they're not playing aggressively or necessarily to their advantages. All of their strength is really going to be channeled into Rookie, and it's kind of bad to have such a singular point of failure within the team.
Yeah, I like the idea of Shen split pushing a little more than Maokai. The Stand United will find combat effectiveness while simultaneously porting in. So if IG or AHQ want to start some fun, and obviously you can have a Kennen plus Shen delivery system all of a sudden. AHQ peel away from Baron. It is live. Dragon will be up in 50 seconds. And there are no more inner lane turrets to knock down for AHQ. So they have to push all the way up to the inhibitor turrets if they want to be pressuring IG's base.
An example of how close this game is we don't even have an exposed inhibitor. 40 minutes in. First day of Worlds here. Games are about 30 minutes long. This is a throwback in a lot of different ways. It's an older patch. Also, it's a slower game.
Well, Mountain's going to go back. He's going to continue being tanky. The Cinderhawk Rek'Sai pretty massive. Ziv actually, I think, just got Spirit Visage as well, so 3 tank items now there. I mean, Rookie's also getting stronger on the other side. Perfect Hexgog being added in with a Void Staff on the way. Full damage for the IG mid laner.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because if West or On get caught by a Cocoon, by a Kennen stun, by a Taunt, Chaos Storm and Death Ray will disintegrate them. There is simply nothing that will remain. So for Rookie, the amount of damage is built up, sitting on a ludicrous amount of AP, 795 versus the 458 of Westall.
Yeah.
He just needs to have somebody in place for half a second to a second, and that's it. They'll be done.
Yep, Rookie's also gone cooldown per level on his runes, so he's very, very close to 40% CDR with just the Morel and Omicron. It begins. Another Baron.
Well, let's take a look. This one looks scarier. The Death Sentence connects, but it's on Zitai. Slicing Maelstrom is out. The box goes down, as does the Gravity Field. If it's an AoE, it's for me. That's it! Is down! Kitties is the one that secures the kill. AHQ are in full retreat. They managed to take down Ziv. Albus follows shortly thereafter. It's only Westor and Mountain left, and Mountain will get run down. 4 members of AHQ killed by IG.
And Rookie's damage was absurd. You mentioned it right before it happened. He blew up on who couldn't get out of that. Zatai and Mountain gonna have a battle. All Zatai needs to do is buy some time as they have a flare off there. Zatai, a very colorful player. And gonna buy time because IG just shoving down mid.
Yeah, this looks like IG actually wins the game off that one fight. Some mistakes in that fight on QSS before the taunt. It's so crucial.
20-second death timers. Invictus Gaming 0-2 before this game. They will pick up their first victory against AHQ and keep their playoff hopes alive.
And Rookie, the man we wanted to watch for all worlds long as Kakao chucks a trademark grin up on the screen. He did so much damage. We've seen carries drop very swiftly today between Mordekaiser Qs and really big Victor ultis.